Well, hello everybody, thanks for watching this video. Here we're going to see some of the sea gods, or at least the gods related to the sea. And in the first there are the two most important ones, Pontus and Thalassa. Pontus was one of the first three children of Gaia, and Thalassa was the daughter of Aethera and Hemera, who were the god and the goddess of the light and the day. So yeah, they were both the first sea gods, and they created the sea by breathing, each of them 36% of the sea. And yeah, they met. Wow, you're a sea god too? Yeah, I am. So why shouldn't we hang around? But they didn't know there should be more than 100 sea gods in the future. But well, be sure I'm not going to show you all of them because it would take a lifetime to draw. So here was the first two sea gods and kinda the most important ones, Pontus and Thalassa. And then comes Oceanus and Tethys, two other primordial gods of the sea. Actually, Oceanus was a very quiet god because, for example, he didn't participate in the castration of his father Oceanus, or he also wasn't in the war between the gods and the titans, but he actually gave birth to a lot of children with his wife. For example, Potamois, the spirits of the rivers, or Nephalois, the spirits of the clouds, or the most famous ones, Oceanids, the spirits of the fountains and springs, who were worshipped by the fountains in the streets of old ancient Greek. And Tethys was known by a pair of little wings on her eyebrow. I don't know actually why, but sometimes it's said it's because she gave birth to a lot of spirits of the sea. After that comes Ichthyocentaurus or Ichthyocentaur. They weren't completely centauruses, because they had the human body. Yeah, they had two front legs of a horse, but in the lower body they had the lower body of a fish, and they lived under the sea. So yeah, not completely centauruses. And it's been said that they were the brothers of the famous centaurus Chiron, who was the teacher and the leader or the guider of a lot of big heroes in the ancient Greek. And sometimes they have horns, sometimes they don't, I don't know why. And after that comes Aphrodite. Yes, Aphrodite is not a sea god. She doesn't rule the seas or even the rivers or springs, but she was related into the sea, actually, because she was born in the sea. And I don't know if you know or not, she was born from a special part of Oceanus. I don't go into the details, so if you want, go search yourself. And well, yeah, related, not the god. And now we have Nereus. Nereus was the father of 50 famous Nereids, the spirits of the sea, and he was also the son of Pontus and Gaia. Yeah, I know Gaia was the mother of Pontus, but these kind of relationships were common in ancient Greek, so if you're those type of people who like watching stepmom movies, I prefer you should go back in time. Yep. And Nereus was the god of the sea, and he was well known of his wisdom. For example, if you look into the stories of Heracles or Hercules, whatever form you like to call him, in the story of stealing the golden apples, he asked Nereus for his wisdom to get some advices to how to do this job. And after that, we have Galathea. Galathea was one of the 50 nymphs of the sea, or one of the 50 Nereids. She frequented the coast of Sicily, and there she met the famous Cyclops Polyphemus. Polyphemus fell for her, but well, she refused. Anyway, who wants a one-eyed giant? After some time, Galathea saw a human being named Achis, And well, there was the love sparking in her heart. But unfortunately, the Cyclops punched the human with a giant rock. So, another advice from me, don't ever fall in love with a nymph because there's always a Cyclops. And yeah, here was Galatea. And now, what do we have here? Boom boom, Triton. The true son of Poseidon and Amphitrite, the king and the queen of the sea in the god times, and the true heir to the throne of wide seas. He was mostly shown as a man with human body and two tails of fish instead of his feet. And yeah, here's Triton, and he had the all of power of his father. After that, we have Thetis. It's different from Tethys. You see, Thetis, Tethys. It's similar, but you get it. So she was another goddess of the sea, and she was very, very beautiful. So a lot of gods wanted her. Well, there was a prophecy that prevented that. The prophecy was said she would have a son stronger and more powerful than his father, so no god wanted a rival. And because of that, after some time, she married a human in a very strange way, and I don't remember the name of the human. It's hard. If you want to know, go and search for yourselves. And then she gave birth to a very famous hero, Achilles. Immortal with a weak point on his heels. And then here we have Leucothea and Palamon. They have a very, very interesting story. It starts from when Leucothea was just a mortal human, a daughter of a king, and she had a husband named Athamas. They had a very good life, 2 children, and they spent it wisely. Suddenly, someday, they made Hera, the queen of the Olympus, angry by fostering the little child Dionysus. So Hera, for the punishment, made the Athamas go mad, and so Athamas slaughtered his elder son. And Leucothea couldn't do anything to help her husband, so she took the other child and ran away and jumped into the sea. And well, they were welcomed by the sea god. And then Leucothea and her son renamed to gods, from Ino to Leucothea and Palamon. Leucothea is a goddess who is very famous by helping the sailors from going out of very harmful situations. So a cheer and a clap for them. The next one is Phorcys and his wife Ceto. Phorcys was another son of Pontus and Gaia, and Phorcys and Ceto were both the god and goddess of deep dangers of the sea. Ceto means veil, and Phorcys is said means seal. And they were the parents of a lot of sea monsters like Echidna, Scylla, or Gorgons. And also they created a large amount of sea creatures too. So this is them, and they are known by the tail of a fish as the foot, and Phorcys is known with a torch in his hand. And now, the most famous king of the sea, Poseidon. He was one of the first 6 gods. He ruled the seas in the age of the gods, and he was the brother of Demeter, Zeus, Hera, Hestia, and Hades. He was well known by his three-headed lance, and he was also the god of earthquakes. He was just like the sea, sometimes calm, sometimes very angry and mad. When he was angry, the sea was full of tornadoes, high tides, and it was just like his personality. And when he was calm, the sea was calm too. His wife was Amphitrite, one of the 15 Nereids, and she was very beautiful, with a tail of fish as feet. And also Poseidon is known by the creator of horses, and it's a very famous story that I think most of the people know. The battle between him and Athena. That Athena made a tree of olive for the humans, and Poseidon made the horses. But actually, in an unfair votation, the humans chose olive tree. I don't know why, horses are more useful. Anyway, he was the king of the sea with Hera's queen and his son Triton as the true heir of the throne of the seas. So now, there was it. Did you like that? Well, I did. And if you have any other advices, please leave a comment. Goodbye.